you all for watching another episode of the Courtney Hall Show. Listen, I have a special guest in the building with me today. It's Terrell. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being here and talking to me. So I remember, let me just set the scene for y'all. Went to Walmart. I was getting a couple things. And all of a sudden, I hear two individuals arguing. And I'm instantly kind of like, okay, well, maybe it's misunderstanding. I don't know. As I get closer to the loud noise, I'm still hearing these two individuals arguing. They're yelling. I'm able to see a man and a woman. The man is white, the woman is African American, and she has a son with her. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like nobody's, stopping this. They're literally just yelling at the top of their lungs. And in my mind, I'm thinking, protect this woman. I don't know what's going on, but protect this woman. But also I'm thinking, I don't know who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
Right.
And then I see you, and I don't know if you remember, we kind of like looked at each other, but I don't think, it wasn't like a long drawn out pause, but it was definitely like, okay, I see. Anyway, fast forward to me leaving the store, and I see this woman, and I see you talking to this woman saying, hey, come here. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then you say something to the woman, and you look, and you do kind of like that. And the man walks over, and he talks to her, and I think he apologizes. And I remember telling you, like, you're like a modern day hero because, even though you said, hey, I didn't know who was in the right as well, but okay, that doesn't make any difference. I wanted to go back and kind of get your feedback on that situation because in today's climate, there's Black Lives Matter, there's people getting killed by police officers. There's just a lot of tension, period. But you did something different. You not only diffused the situation, you allowed the situation to end positively between both individuals. And I love that. Right. So let me get some feedback on you. What in your mind happened? What did you think? What are your thoughts?
Okay. So I was just like you. I was picking up a few things from Walmart. I was walking down the aisles and I heard these two arguing. It was a large white man arguing with an African-American lady, and she had kids. And my first instinct was, here we go.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get involved, but I said I don't want the confrontation. So I walked on, and I just had this voice in my head. And it's funny because I recently saw something online with Bun B from UGK, where he said that Black men need to start protecting Black women.
Yeah.
Black women have been protecting Black men,
for ages.
since the beginning of time, and it's time for us to start protecting y'all. So
you see this African American woman, they were actually the same height, the same size, everything. You see that this African American woman she was holding her own. It wasn't like she was, kind of being just talked down to. I mean, she was being called nasty names, but she was holding her own.
Absolutely.
You see her, then what?
Well, what I thought about was what happens later. What if she's leaving the store and they're out in the parking lot? You see all these videos on social media where there's confrontations that carry out into the parking lot and then it ends tragically.
Yeah.
Someone gets hurt or the police get involved.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I wanted to walk her out. So that's why I went back and I started looking for her.
Okay.
I ran into another lady that was there with her kids, and she witnessed the whole thing. I'm not sure if you saw her. She was in the hardware section, and we were talking. And I asked her, I said, hey, do you know where that young lady went to? And she said, no, I'm not sure. As we were talking, the man, the white man that was arguing with the lady, I guess he saw me watching him, so he followed me back around, and he was actually listening to me and the lady talk about the situation. And I guess he felt bad because he saw us say how upset, we were, and that we didn't like the situation at all. It was him who said, "Hey, where is she?"
Wow.
It was actually him.
Oh, wow.
And I said, "I'm looking for her." And he said, I was having a bad day and I'm totally out of character. I think I should apologize. And I told him, "You absolutely need to apologize."
Yeah.
I said, "As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go find her now."
Wow.
So that's when we went to the front of the store. I think you were in line.
Yeah.
And I saw her, she was getting ready to leave the store, and I called her, I didn't know her name, but I called her over. And I said, "The gentleman that you are having a disagreement with wants to apologize." I said, "Are you okay with that? I'll walk with you."
Wow.
And she was choked up. And she said, "Yeah, I'm okay with that." So just then we saw the man, I guess he saw us, and he came to the front of the store, and we approached him, and he apologized.
Wow.
And she said thank you,
Yeah.
and she looked at me, she said thank you, and she left.
Wow.
And I think that was what she needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you get into a confrontation like that, especially in, like you said, today's climate, whether it was racial,
Right.
or whether it was just a disagreement, I think it was necessary for her and him to just kind of resolve the issue.
And feel that support.
Absolutely.
Because like I was saying, she held her own. She was right there with them.
Right.
Whenever he said something, she definitely defended herself. But another thing that I thought about was, she did have a young son there.
Exactly.
And it was kind of like almost unintentionally teaching him, like, hey, if you get into an argument with a certain type of person or in public, there's nobody that's gonna come and support you and help you. And one thing that it choked me up, because I was like, I should have done something, whether she had it or not, whether they were the same size, same height, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Even if I would have said, hey, can y'all take this somewhere else? Or, hey, can you, what's the issue?
Right.
And so I just really think that, like I said, you are a hero, because you weren't afraid to say anything. You really wanted to make sure that she was okay. Now let's talk about you. Who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? I'm just an average man. I'm a father, a husband. I am a veteran, 20 years in the Army.
Nice.
I retired in 2012, and I work for the government, and in my spare time, I'm a DJ.
Nice. Now, what do you like about DJing?
Oh, wow. So I'm a mobile DJ. So I do weddings, corporate events,
Nice.
personal parties. And the thing I like about DJing, I guess, it's a lot like being in the military.
Okay.
I like being in control.
Okay.
So as a DJ, I'm in control. I control the floor.
Yeah.
I move the crowd. So
that's a pretty tough job. If you really think about it, you have to make sure that the party continues to flow. You have to make sure that people are having a good time.
Right.
If you think about a good party, it goes all the way back to the music, So does that make you feel pressure whenever you do these events?
I prepare myself.
Okay.
So I have a checklist, and when I get with my client, I ask for the type of music and I rehearse.
Okay.
So yeah, there's always a little pressure because you're always going to have requests, but it's good pressure. I like being able to accommodate people and play the music that they request. So I don't mind too much.
That's good. Well, if we wanted to book you, where could we go to book you?
You can book me on Instagram at DJ Bite Down. That's my DJ name.
DJ Bite Down.
Bite Down with a Y, B-Y-T-E.
Nice. Who gave you that name? Or did you come up with that?
So it's a play on words.
Okay.
The Bite Down is B-Y-T-E, like a gigabyte.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I use my computer to move the crowd. So
Nice. See, he's amazing. He's amazing. Listen, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say to young Eric Terrell?
Be true to yourself. Do what's right. Just follow your dream.
Yeah,
Follow your dream.
I like that. I like that. So what's next for you?
Oh, well, I got my hand in a lot of different pots right now. I'm an amateur music producer.
Nice.
So I'm creating instrumentals and sounds at home. I'm actually working with one of my relatives who is trying to become a professional fisherman. That's another one of my
Nice.
hobbies.
Wow.
We like to fish, so we're trying to push him into getting into the market of professional bass fishing. I'm looking at possibly going into real estate investment.
Nice.
It's just all the things that I couldn't do because I was in the military for 20 years.
You're doing it now.
I'm trying to do it now.
Would you suggest or recommend people to go into the military?
It's not for everybody.
Okay.
But I will tell you, it worked out for me. It's life-changing. If you're, mature enough to understand the whole military thing,
Yeah.
I think you'll be successful.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Eric, for coming on my show. Whenever you do your other projects and you get them all completed, you're going to have to come back.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching another episode of The Courtney Hall Show.